This is the Medical Minutes Podcast on the All Indiana Podcast Network. Your source for the latest news, updates, information, and more from the world of health and medicine. Now, here's Wish TV's medical reporter, Dr. Mary Gillis.
From Wish TV, I'm medical reporter Dr. Mary Gillis, and this is Medical Minutes on the All Indiana Podcast Network. Patty Spitler is an Indiana TV icon, a former longtime news anchor, the host of Pet Pals and Great Day TV, and a member of the Indiana Broadcast Pioneers Hall of Fame. But what's happening away from the camera is just as riveting. I first told you about Patty and her breast cancer battle in March. To this day, she remains cancer-free. But sometimes life hits us hard in many ways, and Patty is no exception. Once again, she welcomed me into her home to share her latest health struggle with an autoimmune disease, hyper-photosensitivity. Our conversation is next. Hi, Patty.
Hello, Dr. Mary. How are you? I'm fine. But
we have some news.
Yeah, what's Patty's problem today? So.
Okay. Well, Patty, you know what? Okay, you shared this with me, and this is sort of like something I've never heard of. You now have an allergy to the sun.
I'm allergic to the sun.
So now, tell me what that is, what that means.
What that means is I have to stay out of the sun.
Okay.
It's hyper-photosensitivity. At one point, they thought it was lupus, which also can have some of the same symptoms. A year ago, it was June of 2021, and I emceed the Animals and All That Jazz. It was sunny, but I was out for a long time. I mean, I was out for like 3 hours in the sun. Again, it was June. It wasn't, horrendous sun, but it was sunny. And I didn't put on any sunscreen because I didn't think it was that, I didn't think I needed it. But then I broke out a few days later, my arms where my jacket had stopped, and my neck. I don't wear a lot of turtlenecks. I like to keep my neck open. It makes the neck look better. So anyway, all the places that were open got red, itchy, painful itchy. Went to the doctor, and Dr. Adonis Patton said right away she thought it was hyper-photosensitivity. It also goes under the word of photophobia, which means your skin doesn't like the sun anymore. And I think I told you this before, going way back, growing up in the 70s and 80s, when the people wanted 60s, and I lived in Indian Lake, Ohio, too, so I had a lot of sun then. But I never turned tan, and people then wanted to be tan, so we'd put on baby oil and lay out in the sun. I did that too. I shouldn't have done that. I'm very white. Actually, I'm very pink. So what I did was I turned pinker, but I never got tan. That should have been a good indication. And finally, my body says, "Hey, old lady, you can't take the sun anymore." So to cure it, there's no real cure. And again, the rash and the itching, painful itching, lasted for months. I was on steroids. I had steroid cream, and it just didn't want to go away. So I'm going to do all I can to avoid that. So I stay out of the sun.
Stay out of the sun. And Patty, you've been through a lot. How do you not fall into it's like, oh gosh, you've had breast cancer, and now you are allergic to the sun. It affects your professional life, but also your personal life. So how do you not fall into victim mode?
Well, I also have diabetes, type 2 diabetes. I was last time controlling that with diet, so I'm not taking any pills for that. I have Meniere's disease, which is hearing loss. I've dealt with that. But we all have something, and I'm still kicking. It's just not kicking as high as I used to. I'm 68 and a half years old. So, yeah, if you live as long as I'm lucky enough to do, you probably have something that's going on with you. Got a bad knee now, too. But you know what? Oh, darn it. Just let's go on. Let's look at all the things that I have that I can do. I can still talk. And talk. And I still love to tell jokes, and I still love my animals, and I love being able to do on TV with Great Day TV and Pet Pals TV, and I get to come and meet new friends all the time, like you. And so I feel I'm very lucky. Yeah, there's some issues I have to grapple with, but What the heck? We all have something. So, I don't dwell on the negative. I look at the positive, and I stay out of the sun. What that has affected with staying out of the sun is I've had to say no to some things. Parades, the 4th of July parade, that's darn hard. So I don't want to go out with a hat on and an umbrella and a bunch of cream and, cover everything up. That's not the way to do that. So I've had to say no this past year to some events and emceeing. And what I always ask when I am doing something is, am I under a tent? Am I inside so that I'm not in the sun? Most people love the sun. But I just have to be careful. And so if you have any events in caves, let me know, and I'll be there.
I think they would accommodate that, Patty. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, the cave Patty. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, I think we can all look at the positive. I mean, yeah, we all have something, but be positive.
So what is your message to people in Indiana who have their, like you said, everybody is fighting a battle we know nothing about, who maybe, are struggling a little bit, and it's not... It is hard, but we have to carry on.
Mm-hmm. Well, first and foremost, I think if you have pets, that helps a lot. I don't have any family either, so my pets really help me when I'm depressed or have some mental challenges, and I've had that happen too. When I had to quit work here, December 24th, 2004, because I couldn't. You got to get it right when you're doing the news. And now I don't have to hide it. I have a cochlear implant and a hearing aid. I don't have to hide it anymore. But I always say when fatal fire sounds like flat tire, it's time to get out of the news, because you've got to get it right the first time. Now with the Pet Show and Great Day TV, not only do I not have to hide it, I highlight it. I tell people, get your hearing checked. And I can ask again, is that name Fido or Fifi? I don't have to pretend like it's okay. But with the news, you have to have two good ears. That's just the way it is. And I got to do it for 23 years. So, and before that, I did 10 years of radio. So I'm giving my age away. Oh, wait, I already did that. So I feel I'm very lucky to be able to pursue and to share information, and if this helps someone else too, to go get it checked. If you're scratching and it's all red and blistery, I mean, it's really nasty. And what I'd do is wake up at night, because I'd say I'm not going to scratch, and then in the middle of the night I'd be scratching it. So go to your doctor, get some medications, and get an umbrella.
Get an umbrella. Get a dog, get an umbrella.
Get a dog and an umbrella, and think positively. Positively, Patty.
Patty, thank you.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Well, it's a pleasure talking to you. And I think when you share things, what I've found when I share something, and a lot of people don't want to share their, issues. I understand that. But when I do it and I say, well, I got this or that, they go, I got that, or I know somebody who has that, or so you're not alone, because then all of a sudden they go, oh, you think that's something? I have this. So maybe that helps all of us. So you can share it a little bit in a nice way. If someone asks you, I don't hide it. I'd rather me talk about my issues than have someone say, psst, did you hear what she's got over there? So you don't have to, well, you can talk behind my back. I probably wouldn't hear it unless I can see your lips move. But anyway, I'd rather do it myself. So there you go. Thank you, Dr. Mary.
Oh, gosh, my pleasure, Patty. Thank you.
Okay. We'll see you on TV.
I'll see you on TV. This has been Medical Minutes from Wish TV. I'm medical reporter Dr. Mary Gillis. Be sure to follow and subscribe to this podcast and check out new updates every week. You can also learn more at wishtv.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook.
This is the Medical Minutes Podcast with Wish TV's Dr. Mary Gillis. Be informed and stay connected for the latest news and information when you like, subscribe, and follow this podcast, and discover even more from the All Indiana Podcast Network. Now at allindianapodcast.com.